Hi everyone. I'm here to talk to you about the idea of bringing self-scheduling into the hospital. Currently, as you know, we've had such shortages of coverage for shifts that it's been the managers filling in holes, offering bonus pay to fill in holes, looking for agency nurse to help fill in the holes, which is an extreme cost to the hospital. So one idea is to come up with self-scheduling. And in this process, the schedule basically goes to the hands of those who it affects the most, the staff. Being that most people are hired, they're here to every other weekend. The only thing that's not part of self-scheduling is the weekend coverage. You would be put down for every other weekend on your typical shift that you work. So as it is now, you can ask for PTO on your weekends. This would be set also. So basically in self-scheduling, the Monday through Friday would be your time to pick up the additional shifts you need to meet your required hours for that week. This would give you more power in what you want, days you want off, what days you want to work, and help the system in the hospital have all the shifts covered they need. As I said, we're not going to start this quick. We need to develop a committee, and that's what I'm asking from you, to volunteer to be on this committee so your voice can be heard. We don't want it to be management and administration staff to make the rules and guidelines that need to go by. We want it to be from the staff. They're the ones who have to work with it. So their guidelines, it's their guidelines, and their input is the most important. So in these guidelines, it's going to state when the preliminary schedule is posted, how long the preliminary schedule is to be posted. All these decisions the team will make up. You know, where the schedule can be found. If it's through the electronic versions, through the Care Time program, everybody could log into it and they would have access to it. If it's the paper version, it's going to be hanging on the refrigerator in the staff lounge. So these are things that will be listed directly right out in the guidelines so no one can say they didn't know. One other thing that could be in the guidelines is, how many shifts in a row can somebody work if we wanted to do that? We can also have rules against, how far in advance you need to put PTO in or how late. We might not want someone asking for PTO 2 years from now. That's a bit far, but we don't want it 2 days from the start of the schedule. So those are some of the questions that this team would answer and put in the guidelines. While they're developing that team would also get training on self-scheduling. So they're going to be the experts in self-scheduling to actually educate their staff members, their co-workers. If we go through the Care Time module, which is called Active Staffer, we would provide a different education on how to use that program. So everybody, well before the start of self-scheduling, will have the education and knowledge needed so when it starts, they know what they need to do. And then we would do a trial period of 3 months on the self-scheduling. Within that 3 months, everyone's going to make note of what works, what doesn't work, because after the completion of the 3 months, the team will develop a survey that they would distribute to all staff. Some of the questions like, did you like it? What changes? What additions could be made to make it work better? So once the surveys come back, the team will meet again. We'll look at the survey result. We'll take their own input because they used it also. We'll take the management input to see what worked from them. And then they might go look at the guidelines and see if there's anything that can be changed to make the process work better. The goal of it all is to make a system that works for everybody. So with the updated guidelines, then we hope that it's a better system and everyone can go and use it. The hopes is people can ask for PTO when we have the coverage that they want off on the days they want off. We really want to be able to draw those new RNs into this hospital so we have the staff needed, because RN satisfaction and hands-on patient care satisfaction is priority. Without you staff, we wouldn't be able to operate this hospital. So we really need you to take ownership of this project and make it work for all. Now, if you have any questions, my door is open. Please come to me. Any input. If you don't want to be on the committee but you have some ideas, give them to me. We will make sure you're heard. So it's great talking to you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.